There it is, the Sidewinder, and it is on its way to you. And I want to give you a couple tips and tricks so that you can get the most out of this. So when you get it, you're going to open up the tin, and there will be the Sidewinder itself. And you're going to get a whole bunch of bags that have the keys and the pins. And the great thing about the Sidewinder is, of course, that it's easy to repin. So let's go over that in a little bit more detail. So when you pull off this little rubber cap, you'll immediately see that you've got some holes drilled all the way through the shell of the lock, but clearly not the core. The head of the key has a keyhole stamped onto it, and when that keyhole is turned, so the top of the keyhole is to the left of the lock, you will see the holes line up to drop the pins out. Now it's up to you. You can have a celebration, dump them all over the place, or you can use a pinning mat of some sort, and you can keep them in the order. And if you keep them in the order, then at least you know what the order for this key is. So best practice is to kind of cover it, slowly let them out and kind of move to the side a little bit, and you'll get the proper order that they were in there. Make sure that everything came out. And we look good. That little guy slid up a little bit. And now it's all empty. Now you got to drop pins in. So when you look at a bag, you've got a key, and it will have the 5 pins in that bag for that key. How do you figure out the order that they should go in? It's quite simple. You've got to line it up with the key before you do that. And I've done that for this one here. So these are 2 examples of the keys that do come with the set. And this one you have low at the front to high at the back. Here is the opposite. And look at how the pins go. So this is the deepest cut. It takes the longest pin. On the other end, you have the shortest cut. Takes the shortest pin. I'll bring this one up close just so you can see what I'm talking about there. So that is the order of the pins. And now there's another key in there where it's high, low, all over the place, and you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to hold the key underneath the pins, line them all nicely up so that when they are touching the key, the pattern at the top is flat. And you'll know you have it correct when you drop it in, and then it sits nice and flush. So the order that this goes in, we can pretend we're repinning it for the top one. So we're going to grab, and we just start dropping them in. Now I grabbed that one and put it here because imagine that's the tip of the key. So it's going to be the last pin. And we just start dropping pins in. Now these ones will sit a little bit funny because the key that I have in there right now is not the correct key, right? Because we're actually repinning it. So 2 more to go. I don't know if anyone's timing, but that is pretty quick. So now we will pull out what was the old key. Those are the pins for that one there. You can bag that up in the little empty bag that used to hold what you're repinning it for. New key goes in, and look at that. You have repinned the lock to a new configuration. You put the little rubber cap back on just to keep everything nice and secure in there. And there we go. We have repinned the Sidewinder, and it's that easy. Now, the biggest thing to remember in terms of repinning the Sidewinder, when you remove pins, you have to put pins back in place. You do not want to take a pin out of here and rotate it back up, having that empty chamber, because what happens is you've got a pin waiting in the top here that's got a spring behind it that will want to push into that empty place. So you remove pins, you put pins back, double check, then turn, and you are good to go. The other thing that you'll get with this kit too is you get a bunch of extra little pins that come in another little bag. Nope, I've got them out of the bag. They're right here. And these are the serrated pins. They're all random, but you can drop these guys in that bottom area too. And yes, the key might not work, but let's be honest, we're working on lock picking here, so we don't really need the key. So once you get it all set up, you can put whatever you want in the bottom there. And again, make sure you've got all the pins in. take that key out, pick it in any configuration you want. And that is the Sidewinder by Sparrows.